Yunnan trip has ended and we are now in Hong Kong. Aboard the Star Ferry, we are heading over to Central, which is on the little island. We're here for a very specific reason. Two very specific reasons. Number one, we need to reset our visas. We can only be in China for 60 days, so this will reset our visa just coming to Hong Kong. And two is there is a marine chandlery that seems to be the only place in China that we could find some of the things we need. Some very important things, like life jackets and tethers and things like that. So that is why we are on this ferry heading towards the island, and we're gonna bring you along for, well, a few minutes of it. We might as well show you what Hong Kong looks like, right? They still have to work the lines like a normal ship. That's kind of cool to see. Throwing them on the ballards and tossing the lines out. Normally on ferries, they just kind of pound into like the front and it just stays there. And then you step off.
I think as a sailor, you always appreciate any sort of like seafaring, anything.
Anything, yeah.
You're like, oh.
This is one of the most densely populated regions on the planet. So it's chaotic and beautiful, but mostly Hong Kong just feels peculiar. But I suppose considering its most recent history, it really shouldn't be so shocking. Because Hong Kong was a British colony for 150 years until its handover to China in 1997 with a one country, two systems rule, meaning that Hong Kong could maintain its own legal systems and way of life. So it is like slipping into a parallel universe where everything is distinctly Chinese, but with this underlying British accent. And the whole East meets West cross-cultural vibe is unlike anything we have ever experienced before.
Okay, and it says it's right here.
Right here?
Yeah, right here, as in like, in this building, right here.
Feels weird for a marine chandlery.
Uh-huh, but that's it. That's where we're going.
Okay. 7th floor.
This is not at all what I expected. Like, the furthest thing from where I thought I'd be going today.
If you get a life raft, surely they have them downstairs and you don't have to take them down the elevator.
Or maybe you use like the cargo elevator. I don't know. This is really wild.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Gideon.
Yep.
Jason Wynn.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hi.
This is the most random location I've ever been
You mind
for
if I
a marine
film?
shop. Yeah, like it looks like fancy office building. I'm like, are we in the right place?
Yeah.
And then
No, I mean we used to be on ground floor retail. Blimey, 12 years ago, maybe 15. But yeah, it's just too expensive to be down there for selling boat bits.
It's cheaper to be up here.
Yeah. All right, 60. That's the black one. And then the two safety lines, so it's
With
just
only
a
one
loop
hook.
and a loop and a hook.
Yeah. Perfect.
In my head, in my brain, I can't understand. In my head, in my brain, I can't understand.
Did you cover all the basics here?
You get kind of taken aback by the pricing on here because this one is $324, but it's Hong Kong dollars, so it's like 1 to 15. That's not too bad. What was the final price?
4,000.
4,000 something Hong Kong dollars. Unfortunately, none of it was sponsored, but we needed this. Life jackets are very important, and the more research we did, we were like, okay, the ones we used to have were great for coastal.
We had
good ones. And
well,
we had the
MOB,
the AS MOB, but we didn't have like the built-in light, and we didn't have the proper spray hood. So, yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's like a life raft. It's something you actually never, ever need.
Yeah. That's the idea, but
Yeah.
in the case where we actually needed
We'd
it,
be very grateful.
yeah. Well, that was successful. A wee bit expensive.
It's a boat. Everything's expensive. What did it break out another 1,000?
Yeah, it's a very true statement. There is nothing cheap about this entire process. Okay, I guess we can cross. Don't want to get run over. And then of course, shopping for all of this stuff is always such a task because sometimes it's just hard to figure out where the chandlers are, who's got what you can even find somewhere.
We tried to get these in Spain.
but we couldn't get them fast enough.
And let's be honest, they didn't have the right color.
They did not. It was going to be the wrong
And
color.
it was also like 270 in, which just makes it even bulkier. And
Yes. Anyway, we want to get the right thing, especially whenever you're paying as much as we're paying, because these things are not cheap. So the way that we found them is thanks to today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Because Surfshark is an app and web browser extension that lets us change our IP address so that we can virtually place ourselves anywhere in the world. Then we can shop and research like we're already at our next destination. And this has saved us so much time and frustration over the years, because I started shopping for these back when we were aboard destination, and I was using Surfshark to place ourselves in Spain. And of course, I found lots of options, but unfortunately, none of them could get delivered to the marina in time. So that's when I started looking in Hong Kong, because that was the closest to where we were in China. And that is how I ended up finding these surprisingly much more affordable options. And of course, speaking of safety, Surfshark is like our virtual life vest, because they encrypt all of our data and serve as our ad blocker so that we can surf in a clean cyber ocean with no ads, trackers, malware, or phishing attempts trying to sink us. And then of course, there is everyone's favorite VPN use, which is avoiding geo restrictions on streaming sites like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Surfshark has been our favorite travel tool for years. And if you have even been thinking about trying it out, then now is definitely the time, because if you use our discount code WYNS, Surfshark will give you up to 6 extra months for free. Now, of course, if you're not sure if it's a good tool for you, no worries. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk to try it out. You can just scan the QR code that will be somewhere here on the screen, or of course, you can click the link down in the description box.
Well, this is our next stop here. It's the Yacht Club. We're actually meeting a couple patrons there who we met in French Polynesia, Moorea. I'll never forget. We were anchored there, and that was the very first balanced catamaran we'd ever seen. And we were like, hey, how's it going? Can we get a tour? And they're like, yeah, come on back tomorrow. Something happened, we never got to see it, but I remember thinking, that's a nice looking boat. It looks really fast. So we're finally meeting them up in Hong Kong, halfway around the world. And well, we accidentally went the wrong way because there's like a body of water between us and the Yacht Club.
Yeah, can't exactly walk there.
So now we're gonna be late unless we go. Yeah. But anyway, cool, right? The cruisers you meet around the world, you just never know when you're gonna meet back up again. Think they'll let us in?
Maybe he might want to check us, wondering if we'll even remember what they look like. It has been 5 years, 6?
Do you know the member's number?
Turns out we are entering one of the oldest and largest sport clubs in Hong Kong.
1880, that's the island there. 1943, that's where we are. 1949, 1972, 1983, 2000. It's changed a lot.
With such a long history in sailing and rowing, it's no wonder we found so many marine supplies here.
Back to Xiamen on the train. This is not an airport, although it kind of looks like an airport. It is the train station.
Last train ride. Next up, boat ride.
There's not going to be anybody back here.
Made it.
Yeah, because of immigration and customs and quarantine and filling out everything and stamping and all that, it took an extra like 45 minutes longer than the normal train. So I was kind of freaking out. We weren't gonna make it. I was stressing Nikki out because she's like, calm down, calm down. I'm like, no, I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling.
Kept telling him, just have a little faith. Positivity, positive thinking. It's okay, I had enough for both of us. It was fine. I am so excited and nervous and all the feelings because I've only said it so many times where I'm like, okay, this is the last trip. This is the last flight we'll have to take. This is the last train we'll have to take. This better be the last one. Because we get back and that's pretty much it. It is time to move aboard, have sea trials. This is it. We're on the final stretch. I am so excited. I just almost can't stand myself. I don't have to pee, but I feel like I need to pee. Like that's how excited I am right now. Big day. It's finally happening.
Is that your 7 a.m. dance?
It is, it's early, but it doesn't even matter because we are gonna go sailing today for the first time ever.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have got a very full boat today. We are maxed out at 12 people, and that is so that we can test all of the sails, all of the systems. It's just the checklist is very long for today, and we are shoving off the dock because we are working against tides because we can only come in and out at high tide. That's the only time there's enough water to get in and out of this marina. So it's going to be a quick dash out of here. That blue that you see is a big inflatable bladder, and that's what holds the water in for the marina at low tide. And then of course they deflate it and it lowers down at high tide so that we can maneuver out of here. But still, it's a pretty tricky area to navigate, and it's getting even trickier.
Mind the gap. So HH is located on the river, and they dredge out like the center of the river. So at low tide, it's like just all mud, and there's one little tiny channel. And now like, it snakes through this bridge, and then it turns hard right, and then it turns hard left. And they're in the middle of building it. This is like the temporary bridge that just came in maybe 2-3 months ago. That was kind of a surprise, but they have a section out so we can drive through. And in the future, once the bridge is actually built, it's supposed to be like a levitating bridge or a hydraulic bridge or like an opening bridge or something. Nobody really knows. I'm very happy it's not us driving the boat, getting out of this super narrow snaking path through that very tight bridge. And I'm glad we don't have like a 60. You know, we're a 44. We have about that much room on one side. You know, the 60's like, that much room on one side. Okay, it's like the chicken and egg thing. I'm dealing with registration right now, and we can't get insurance until we have registration, but we can't get registration finished until we have insurance. I don't know, it's like rushing. You can't do any of it until the boat's done. So it's now rushing around, like dealing with all, like dotting the I's and crossing the T's, like all that little paperwork and just like little things that need to be done. And then on top of that, thinking in our head, what do we need for provisioning to sail to the Philippines? And what do we need on the boat? Like what did we forget? What's not done right? Oh man, it's just...
And we gotta move in, and we gotta...
Oh, it's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay.
At least we get to go sailing.
Get these sails up. Can't wait to see them.
Reef lines are starting to play in. Red needs to run.
It made it up, first try. No issues yet. That's pretty good. First time we get to see the big W wind vane. Oh, that looks pretty nice. And we've got the whole HH rigging team, we've got the Doyle team all here looking at everything, testing everything, and we're gonna be going through all the sails. And by the end, hopefully everything's great.
Our standard is up here. This is our main and our Solent. Of course, we've got Kyle, who is going to be our commissioning captain, and we've got the famous Ricardo, the MEP of HH, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, supervisor of all things. So everybody is checking everything out. There's got some shaping and tweaking and all sorts of things going on. So it's sort of like hurry up and wait, because it takes forever to get a sail out because they're looking at every little thing. But it's all happening. It's getting adjusted. I'm learning a lot already. Sails look great. We went for the gray because we were told it's maybe a little friendlier for the tropics versus black. And of course, these are Stratus sails, so that's why you kind of get to have a variety of colors to choose from. And then our other sails, this is the ones I'm most excited about. But we gotta wait for them.
So it looks like the Solent might be a hair too long because it hits the radar. This is the first OC. The others were SCs with carbon mast. It's kind of a totally different setup. Even though it's very similar, it's totally different. So they most likely will have to take the Solent down and do some adjusting. So oh, here's Nikki.
Hi!
I was getting a shot of you through the window. From the window behind me, looking up, you can see all of the sail.
Oh, did you see me fall when I was coming around?
Oh, damn it.
Were you already filming?
I wasn't filming you.
Oh. Then you missed that. I didn't fall, but I almost did.
Oh.
I'm not in the water, which just counts.
And the wall, right, the human design is working on this.
Get the car ready.
Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out one day.
From the moment that we met, you were away. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
I'll put on my jacket. Spinnaker's going up.
Two silhouettes on the concrete steps.
Oh, that is a big spinnaker. It's a lot bigger than our old boat. I want to see it from the drone's perspective.
In due time.
Right, I know. One thing at a time. You design things on paper, and you've got emails that go back and forth, and conversations, and so many things, and then it finally becomes real. It's finally real! Oh. Yeah. Got lots to dodge out here. Man, oh man, it is just so many fishing buoys everywhere. So it is like tacking, 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 3 boat lengths, 1 boat length. I mean, it's just a minefield. It'll get you on your A game, that's for sure. Have a seat. And that's a wrap. Get it? It's a wrap. Sorry. The day went by so fast. I feel like we got a fair amount done, but there is still so much more to go, which granted, we have an entire rest of the week for all of this, but the sun has gone down, everybody's ready to go home. So that is gonna have to be tomorrow. We will see you then, which for us is a little bit of a wait, but for you, it's just a second. We are making our way back out to our testing grounds and going to put up what I think, because I haven't actually used it yet, will be my favorite sail. So these are our speeds, and we're regenning right now on both props. So that is sucking away some of our speed, but it's putting a lot of power in the bank. What are we getting?
We've got 10 amps going in either side, 10 amps, 52 volts, 500 watts a side, free money.
Free money.
Free money. Love it. We've gone up 12 percentage points since we started sailing on the battery. So
Nice. That is
That
good money.
combined with the solar, we're going in at 1.8 kilowatts right now, which is enough to run your water maker for free.
I like that kind of math.
That would be green.
So the wind's been sort of shifting up and down. We've seen some speeds like almost up to 10 knots of boat speed, with wind speeds around like 15 to 17, so that's pretty darn good. We are sailing just outside of the shipping channel. There's a lot of rules about where we can and can't sail here, and we are heading towards our zone, our sailing zone, and somebody just changed a setting here. Hold on. Okay, so we have to come out of basically the shipping area, which is here, and we can sail within this zone here. And that's where we'll do our main sail testing, and that's when we'll get up the Reacher, which I think is a totally new sail to us. We've never had one before. We are excited to use it, and it's designed in a way that may be polarizing like our Spinnaker, but I think we're gonna absolutely love it.
We've now got like 22 knots of wind, and we are just pounding into it out here, and it's quite punching, quite sporting.
Just take a step back here.
It feels good to kind of beat it up a little bit, just because you want to know that everything is good, right? So you kind of want to get out here and just bash the crap out of the boat. See if anything breaks, and if nothing does, then we're all good. I feel comfortable to go to sea.
Oh baby, here we go.
How was it out there?
Nice. I only got a little bit wet, surprisingly dry. I was thinking I was going to get a big splash and I was going to come rocketing out because the boat was really like, the waves are short and they are steep because we are in the Taiwan Strait here, and it is blowing straight from the north, funneling through the Taiwan Strait, and it's shallow, so the waves really build. I was hoping to get like that slow-mo action, but I just got a little bit of spray. But it's still fun.
Yeah.
Still fun. The boat handled it well. Now I gotta wipe off all the salt because my camera won't handle it well. Jive!
Yeah.
So I lost the 48-volt line driver. They're just trying to figure out what happened.
And meanwhile,
Yeah,
sea state.
we got lots of waves. We've got 25 knots of wind. We got a reef in the main, and our traveler is all the way over here, and our sail is all the way over here because we have such a small box approved to sail within. So we can't go past the box, so we're like, oh, we have to jibe so we can start heading back so we can be within the box. Just a normal day on the water. You just have crap happen. And
That's
you
what
deal
sea
with
travel
it.
is for.
Exactly. If everything was perfect, that would be scary.
Right? Because you'd just be waiting for something.
Yeah.
You'd much rather have something and you're like, okay, good, got that over
Yeah,
with.
now we have a plan. So if
Thanks.
something happens again, we know how to fix it.
But John Hell doing an excellent job. Sailmaker and a captain, it's a good combo. Well done, Kyle. Hot wiring is not just for cars.
All this chaos, and we're still generating like 20 amps from the one prop.
All right, they're getting set up for the Reacher. We've got a few different crew members on board today, and one of them being Paul. So we got the man in charge on board today.
And we're feathered. Neutral. Boat speed now. Enough free electricity.
Yeah, no wonder it goes. Yeah, exactly. Go to that and then bear away. Okay, guys. Just go right here. You see?
Yep. I'm going to turn
All right.
it. Let's go. There's a buoy right here.
Turn right around him, right around him. Don't go under him.
You've got to go dead ahead.
I'm going to go in the middle then. Go higher. Go down again.
What do you think?
It's not bad. Big jump.
Oyster farms everywhere.
Ruins all the time.
Man, we were just barely getting going. Look at this. All those blue bobbin bottles.
Curse the people. that
Curse
like
the
oysters.
oysters.
I love oysters.
Do you like sailing through them?
Yeah, well, that's a different story, isn't it? I prefer not to, but
Talk about a tease. It was too much wind and it's just too much happening out there. And then, so we had to come into here to kind of bring the wind down a little bit so that we were within our parameters for that sail. But then you've got so many obstacles, which means your runs are so short. So it was just a brief look at the Reacher, but we absolutely had to get it up today because this is the last day that the Doyle guys are here so that they can make any adjustments that they want to make. So, for just a brief second, we got to see her fly. Oh, I was so excited about like the design of that sail just because I really went out on a limb as far as like, I have this idea and I think it'll look really beautiful, like watching the boat go along. But I have never done any designs or graphics on sails before, and I thought, is this crazy? This could be a huge mistake. What if it looks awful? But luckily Doyle did an amazing job and she looks beautiful. Super excited to like really like go sailing with it. Plus the Reacher is like the sail that we use the most when we were on board Ticket to Ride with Frank and Mary Grace. So, and Frank and Mary Grace said the same thing. They were like, we use that sail all the time. Like you need as many tools in your tool bag as possible, right? Which is why you have these different sails. And we never had that before on our first boat, on Curiosity 1. We had a spinnaker, which we very much loved, but that was kind of it, other than, you know, a main and a Genoa. And now we've got, you know, a main and a Solent and a self-tacking staysail for whenever the winds pick up and you're beating into it. And then we've got our spinnaker still, right, for those like deeper downwind runs. And now we've got this Reacher, which sort of fills in the gap between your Solent or your Genoa and your spinnaker, which is kind of like that middle ground that you end up sailing in often. Anyway, that's my rundown on sails. I'm very excited about it. Ah! They're pink. Waiting for them. Those are pink dolphins. Apparently they're very rare. They only exist here. How cool! I like how the tag is still on the Lazy Jacks. It's like all the people who leave the tags, like the price tags on their cabs. I don't know why. I think it's really funny. I'm like pretty sure we can take that off now.
Brand new boat. Look. Look.
Price tag's still on.
Brand new.
Okay.
So
There you
amongst
go.
all of the sailing and watching and observing and trying to pick up as much as we can, we're also having to go through the boat with a fine-tooth comb. As much detail as we can put on this list of things to fix, the better. It's just kind of what you do before you accept the vessel. You want to make sure it's as close to perfect as possible. I mean, of course, it's never going to be perfect, but you at least have to write it down on paper.
Yeah, because like they go through and they're doing their checks and they come in here and inspect every single thing too, but it's like, it's just making sure that like, does every drawer like open and close the way that you want it to? Are there any imperfections on anything that somebody might have missed? And there are a few little things. I mean, technically they haven't done like their final clean and little touch up before the handover, but they said go through with a red tape, anything you see, just mark it, make a list, and then they'll start going over it all. So that is what we're doing. I am red taping every little single thing just in case, right? Like they might be like, oh, super easy fix.
The next one will be wood under kick panel is unfinished.
Yes. And then there are ones like this, which is like, unless you are down on your hands and knees looking at your there's no way you would notice that.
But we might as well have them paint it, right?
Yeah. No, well, I'm sure they'll look at it and go, oh, somebody skipped that. But you know, it's just, the more eyes, the better. And before you accept the vessel, that's the big thing, right? Because after that, I mean, there's still warranty and all of it's covered under that anyway, but it's so much easier to deal with it now than to have to file a warranty claim and go through that whole process. So that's what we've been told anyway. This is what you do. So that's what we're doing.
That's it for in here.
Okay, next space.
See you. Thanks, John. Don't get stuck here.
Everybody, come forward.
No, that's mud right there.
Oh my gosh.
We good?
Okay, that's good. Just in case you don't know, it's low tide, like a dead low tide.
Might drop this one.
I probably got that on camera. Okay, ready? Yep. Alright. Wow.
Thank you.
So instead of waiting for 30 minutes, we just pulled the other boat next to us, and now we're making our way.
Not the other boat. This is a boat.
That's a boat?
That's a dock.
That's a boat.
You think it's a boat?
It has an engine on it.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
This rock, that rock. So the tides here are very extreme and sporadic. Yesterday was a 1.4 meter tide, and today is a 2.5 meter tide. That much of a change in one day, it's crazy. And the mud here is like, it's like 3 feet deep, so if you step in the mud, you're stuck. So it is a bit of a thing. It's always exciting, but it's always fun.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, so it's like they've only got a couple more days of sea trials, a couple days of fixing stuff, you know, whatever little tweaks and whatever.
All the red tape.
All the red tape. So many red tapes. And then that's it. It's going to be like handover time and final negotiations on the contract. That makes me very stressed to think about that. I don't know why. It just feels so official. And then we're going to move in. And this, we went from...
A year ago we had nothing.
We had nothing. We had the suitcases and our backpack, and that was it. And now, look at all this stuff. All these things. And this isn't even all of it, if I'm totally honest. There's probably almost an equal amount that is sitting in the little apartment that we're renting.
Our water line's definitely going to be affected.
It's really not heavy. Like, look, This is a chair, so it's like one chair for the nav desk.
You don't have to explain yourself. It's fine.
Don't know. I have not gone overboard.
How many pairs of sunglasses did you buy?
We won't talk about that yet. I did. It's the only accessory. It's the only thing I purchased. And this hat. But everything else is sailing and like housewares and life vests and all the important things anyway. All of that to say, that's what's coming up next. Or fingers crossed, that's what's coming up next.
Yeah.
Time you see us is moving in and reorganizing all these things. I have so many things to show you. I am so excited about.
And we only showed you the sails. We have so many things to talk about on the sails and on the boat. And oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you for trying. I'm waving at myself so they can see me.
Say goodbye. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
It's going to be a whole new world.
Yeah.
Starting hopefully next week.
Very, very soon.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.